Yo. Back with another one of your bigs. Boy VondoV, baby. You live in effect. You should y'all locking in what's going on hot on there talking about hype folks. Everything good with y'all, man. So I just wanna hop on here and talk to y'all and shit. Get a couple games. I ain't playing Rocket League, but we gonna play 2K for probably maybe get on something else in a little bit. We might play Rocket League after this, but we'll see. Hope everything good with y'all though. Hope everybody in the right state of mind, you did. So we just cooling and grooving. See what's going on this bit. So I just wanted to be on this bitch for a little bit with y'all.
Let's go, guys. Let's jump right into this Monday Night Football matchup. Bill Belichick said he told both Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi to be ready to play versus the Chicago Bears last night, as he was talking about. Jones got the start, but man, really quickly replaced by Zappi early in the second quarter after he threw an interception. Belichick said the interception did not have anything to do with the benching, though. Zappi led the team to 2 quick TDs to take the lead, but followed it up with 2 interceptions. A 33-14 loss for the Patriots. Shannon, do you believe Belichick planned to play both quarterbacks last night? And if so, do you like that plan?
I don't like the plan, but I do believe he planned to play the quarterback here. Adam Schefter told me that you could probably see the quarterback. I think Mike Reese also a beat writer for the New England Patriots, who is plugged into the Patriots as anyone. He tweeted, "Don't be surprised if you see both quarterbacks." I do believe Coach Belichick planned to play both quarterbacks here, but he's creating a problem that he didn't need. Now you might probably, I believe you have a crisis for confidence with both quarterbacks. Skip, I'm not saying that Bailey Zappi did an unbelievable job filling in for Mac Jones when he was in with the high ankle sprain. I believe Mac Jones probably rushed back because he saw the way Bailey Zappi was playing. But Zappi hour didn't last very long. As a matter of fact, they didn't charge cover because they knew it wasn't going to get go very long. Yeah, and now it's time to return to the Mac. I think Mac Jones deserves to be the starter. Skip, that make it seem like Mac Jones was just a bum last year. He did go 10-7. He did take them to the playoff. He threw 22 touchdowns. He did go to the playoff. Did that not matter, Coach Belichick?
He went to the Pro Bowl by default, as you know.
Everybody go by default.
All right.
So let's number 10. Skip, look at him in the college. Bailey Zappi has now lost a fumble each game he's played in New England. And FCS Houston Christian University, he threw 39 picks in 37 games. So what is it? Normally, if you have Jameis Winston, what did Jameis do in college? He was a turnover machine, right? Yeah. Okay. In Western Carolina and Western Kentucky, he threw 11 interceptions in 14 games. The Patriots have the second most turnovers this season, 15. Coach Belichick said after the game that it wasn't based on performance, it what it was. Because you didn't go back to Mac Jones.
No, he said, yeah, that's right. It would have been fair to throw you back into that.
It wasn't fair to Mac Jones that you took him out after you won it.
Totally agree. Thank you.
So now all of a sudden you care about fair. I thought that's where they judged pigs, and you ruled the parents with a cotton candy.
That is
fair. Now all of a sudden, Coach Belichick is not fair. Since when? When did this come about? I believe he's creating a problem. He's creating a beast he didn't need. He doesn't need. So now what do? You got 2 young quarterbacks, one in his first year, the other's in his second year. And confidence is one of the most important things that a quarterback can have. And if you say as the head coach, I don't know how and when the guy can get it back. So I disagree with this decision. Yeah. I disagree with how he does it. Now, Skip, this is the thing. See here, what did he do? He had the worst quarterback controversy ever. And he was right.
You said what, love?
Who's got ball?
I'm not like a nigga.
You can't play with me.
You found out like a nigga.
I disagree with this decision. I totally disagree with this decision.
Anybody who knows anything about the sport that you play would disagree with this decision because history would scream and correct. He does know football history. He wants to dominate it. He wants to pass Papa Bear George Hallis, and he thought that was going to happen last night, and it did not, so they remain tied in victories as he pursues Coach Shula's all-time victory record.
Hey, stay there!
Okay.
Yo, safety!
All know when it was during your days in Denver. Let's see. Sean. Okay.
Hey,
right
here.
Nah, I couldn't do that.
That is the oldest cliche.
I got you.
And confidence building in that quarterback.
You don't ever fall out of the game.
Bounce back. I don't mind that. Tough kid, but he's tough. He did go get Coach Hart. Fight his This was
Defense
a
is
classic
horrible.
case
Yeah.
of Bill Belichick on the Monday night. Let me re-polish my quote-unquote genius. Let me show you I'm not the smartest man in just my room. I'm the smartest man in this league. I can get away with this because I'm Bill Belichick and you watch what I pull off. I've got a plan in place. I'm going to go to Bailey Zappi because if Brady's happy, I'm starting to
Pick on me, pick on me.
Wait a Brady right there. To my salvation question here in New England was Tom Brady.
Yo, right here, right here.
Baby Zappy is too
Watch out.
tonight, Joe.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Again,
No.
on Tom Brady or Joe Montana. They do swing and miss. Tom Brady is 6 feet 4 inches tall, and Tom has what I would call an above-average arm with extraordinary accuracy.
Shot.
You can see it in the ball game. He got the leg.
Come to me.
It's pretty good, and yet he wasn't allowed by Lloyd Clark to win the jump. Michigan, don't get me started.
Hey, swing it.
Bailey or Brady Zappi. How many passes got bad and like you think Baker Mayfield had a problem with Carolina? I don't know. It just seemed like every other pass was getting battered until I was going out.
Hey, right here. No.
6 foot tall. Get it. And I think the thing with Joe's getting Joe's size.
You can't guard me. Come get it.
Okay, Jerry, okay, John Taylor, you guys will figure it out. And we know what this system has done. It's flourished. Okay.
I'm sorry. I am not fine.
Here.
You have a plan in place to play both quarterbacks. You cannot tell me that if Mac Jones hadn't taken the ball the first 2 times he had him going down and scored touchdowns and it was 14-0, he's not going to go Bailey Brady Zappi, right? How can he would look like an even bigger fool than he looked last night. The point is that he's so because he went 3 and out.
I see him. Good boy.
To the kid because the kid's got some magic about it.
Grab the ball.
I'm going to get all excited, and it's Dan Shaughnessy wrote the Boston Globe in this morning's paper. He compared it to, he said Gillette was rocking to its foundation. And here came Bailey Zappi taking the Patriots from 10-0 down to a 14-10 lead. The Golly G kid completed 4 passes for 97 yards, 30-yard touchdown pass to Jacoby Myers, 43-yard bomb to Devontae Parker. And he made reference to, it felt like, wait a second, is it another Tom Brady? That second lasted about a second because then Night Football. So I look back at, okay, you shut out the Lions when they were riding fairly high on offense.
Big coming,
Then you
big
beat the
coming.
Cleveland Browns, and that's looking like less and less of a victory so far year two. Right. And all of a sudden, you get exposed at home on Monday Night Football, and you're 3-4. And Belichick said after the game, he thought playing the quarterbacks the way he did was the best thing to do based on the situation. Well, the situation is 3-4. Right. So I have no idea what you're talking about. And by the way, as Sean said, this preposterous insistence after the game that he was planning to play 2 quarterbacks. I'm sorry if you believe that, if you believe that Coach Belichick's a genius, and I don't.
I agree with you, Skip. I believe he went into the game saying that if something happened, maybe he predicted this would happen and he didn't have to know the things that. But I agree with you. I do not believe that if Mac Jones doesn't go that he'll set the things that.
Good boy.
And like you said, once the game got out of hand, before the game got out of hand, I get it. Once the game gets to 30 to 14, okay, the game is falling to the purposes off.
Because remember, Chicago scored 23 unanswered on Belichick and
So Foxborough, when Bailey's after through that interception, right through him.
well, they're 5 times he could have pulled it. After a while, I kind of wish they would pull it for his own sake.
So, I mean, so there are opportunities. Like I said, there's something probably going on a little more. You know how it is. Coach Belichick doesn't like anybody to challenge him. And when the guy said, no, I'm not having surgery after they recommended it, no, I want to go get a second opinion. Because I have friends that play for them. Coach Belichick does not, don't ask me any questions about this defense. I'm putting you here and this is what it's going to be. And if you question me, like, do you not know who I am? Do you know I coach Dale King? I went to school as a D coordinator. I worked 6 7 as a head coach. And you asked me a question about why we're running this defense in this situation?
Yeah.
I dare you.
Up there.
Like, yo, I dare you to second guess me that I'm not a doctor. And I think you should have the surgery. The man wanted a second opinion. You're not, the surgery is not going to be performed on you. It's to be performed on him.
This is where you and I have always parted ways. To me, everything that Belichick does now is in response to Tom Brady going down during a pandemic to Tampa Bay and turning the Succaneers into a Super Bowl champion. It's hard to fight back against that because now your reputation's on the line. Was it all him or was it mostly you? We go back and forth. You give Belichick 75% of the credit. I give Brady at least 75% of the credit. So what do we know so far? Yeah, Brady went down there and won the championship. And in Brady's second go-around, they did win a playoff game against Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, and they did score 24 unanswered against the soon-to-be champion.
I was selling them. Bro. Like, me, Mr. Fader, set my feet on one other dudes. I was kind of bullshitting, we got the win.
Run straight down the middle of the field for the easiest catch you'll ever see in a playoff game.
Playing a little shit, bro.
But the point is, he caught it and it set up an easy walk-off chip shot field. That's what Brady has accomplished. This year, not so much. 3-4. That means both teams are now 3-4. New England and Tampa both 3-4.
Right now, Brady's the good.
Okay.
Brady got the enjoy that. That's no problem.
All right. He's got the Lombardi. So what has Belichick done post-Brady in New England? Well, after last night's debacle of the loss, he's 20-20 in the regular season. They did go 10-7, as we pointed out last year, but the playoff loss was another debacle because they lost 47-17 at Buffalo. Yeah. No real shame there, but still 47-17. That's a Belichick coach defense. Okay, so now let's look back at what happened when Bill first got into the head coaching realm. He had a losing record for 4 out of the 5 seasons he coached the Cleveland Browns, right around the clock. And his total regular season record coaching the Browns was 36-44. 36-44. So he was 8 games under 500 as the head coach of the Browns and got fired.
Yes.
And he goes to Foxborough. Mr. Kraft says, I want you Still had a good reputation off being the defensive coordinator, obviously under Parcells.
Right.
First year, they go in Foxborough 5-11. And I know one of the assistants very well on that staff, and he was ready to put his house up for sale because they quickly fell to 0-2 in Belichick's second year in New England.
Right.
So that means overall, before somebody fell out of heaven into their laps from the 6th round, Bill Belichick's coaching record when Brady finally took over in the 3rd game, that's the 2001 season.
You can't play with me.
41-57. Think about that. So Bill Belichick was 41-57 in the regular season before Tom Brady happened. And then the rest is dynastic history. From that point on, and they win 6 Super Bowls. But they lose 2 of them out of 9 that they played in. And the 2 they lost, remember, it took Eli after Brady drove his team to a touchdown. They lost 3, but I'm doing the 2. Yeah, the 2 of the 3 that they lost. The first, I'll just put this in perspective, was the first Eli Super Bowl. Brady drove them down 80 yards for a touchdown to Randy Moss, so they're up 14-10 with 2 minutes to go in the game.
Right.
And Belichick's defense allows Eli Manning to go 83 yards in 12 plays, including the 13-yard pass with only 35 seconds left in Plexico that won the game 17-14. There are lots of things that happened in that 83-yard drive. You got Asante missed time in the jump a little bit. Maybe should have come down with the interception. I thought he should have caught it. And then we got the helmet catch, right? And so a lot of things had to happen.
Eli sacked.
Okay, and Eli, on that play, he escapes like 4 sacks on that play. A guy who's not very mobile. I don't know how he did it. Throws it down and Tyrese Sneaks his face back. I've never seen anything like it before, but it took that, and yet it happened. He gave up an 83-yard drive to lose the Super Bowl 17-14. Then, of course, we get to the next debacle, which is the Philly Super Bowl. They lose 41-33. Belichick's defense gives up 41 points, while Tom Brady is putting up 33 and going for an all-time playoff record, 505 yards, just in the Super Bowl. Okay, so your defense fails you. Belichick's defense fails you twice in 2 of the 3 games that you lost. So what I'm saying is, his overall, look at his overall record. Without Tom Brady, he's 61-77 as a head coach.
Right.
Well, that's not great. That's not Hall of Fame genius coach, right?
Right.
So how much is Brady? I still believe he's at least 75% of the credit.
Well, I think the thing is, Skip, the reason why I give him so much credit because he has to get all the pieces. Now, I understand that he wasn't great in Cleveland when he was still responsible. He was doing all the grocery shopping, he was doing all the cooking. Parcells instructed him to do it. That was his mentor. If they want you to cook, they at least let you do the shopping. So he did all that. But all the pieces that he seemed to got all the pieces that were necessary in order to thrive. So yeah, there is the competition. Nobody, Tom would probably say, yeah, I'm competing against him because I believe I deserve more credit than what he wanted to give me for. Coach Belichick's like, no, there's no competition. I coached the New England Patriots. He played for Tampa. So we got to give somebody credit. Somebody got to give somebody credit. And having the coach walk in Joe Montana, and the coach walk step aside, and the other coach filled in, Skip, they're like, okay, there you go. It was all Joe. Because Joe got out without him. And even though that was big, when I said they were loaded, they were loaded. They beat the brakes off the ball. 55-10. That game was never close.
Never close.
So right now, unfortunately, Coach Belichick, as much as I want to say, yeah, you're responsible for it, Tom is in the league.
He's in the league. And remember, Tom, to sum this up, in Tampa without Belichick, as tired as it is as we speak, he's still 27-13, and he's still 5-1 in his postseason games with the Buccaneers. Okay? There you go. And Bill tried
Gentlemen,
to
this
change
quarterback controversy is alive and well in New England. Belichick declined to name a starter going forward last night post game. So we'll just have to see who gets the start this Sunday when the Patriots travel to see the New York Jets. All right, moving on this morning. Did last night show that the Bears are capable of upsetting Skip's Cowboys?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Skip.
Yeah.
And are the Lakers management to blame for wasting LeBron?
Yeah.
Skip and Shannon dive in on the other side of this break.
3 of them things. Let's go on to. Hold on, yeah.
Thank you, Captain Photon.
Greg, come on down. Greg, yeah, you, come on down to play the Price is Right Scratcher from the Virginia Lottery.
An opinion piece in USA Today is entitled "Lakers Squandering What's Left of Prime
Let me know what the
Year's
fuck going on with
Net
y'all, man. Let me know how
The
y'all
article
days
goes
on,
on to say
man.
team's management has an inability to get better
Really
shooters
appreciate
surrounding LeBron.
y'all tuning
That's a
in
problem.
each and every
A
time I
problem
get on
LeBron
this
has
bitch.
been publicly
We
vocal
live
about.
in effect,
All right,
man.
Shannon,
Live in
let's get your
effect. Got
thoughts
some
on
big
this. How
things in
much
the
has
works.
Lakers
Working
management
on
failed
some other
LeBron?
shit. I'm telling you,
Massively.
bro.
There are no
Finish
shooters.
this year off on the right note, and
Mid-high
next year
threes,
it's gonna be
everything
even
that you
crazy.
said
Bro.
about
I'm
LeBron
telling
and
you.
AD wanted Russ. They wanted Russ
We
last year.
getting bigger and bigger
That
with this
didn't
shit,
work out.
man. Getting
Okay,
bigger
so
and
now
bigger with
what?
this shit.
You
Keep
go get
rocking,
Marcus
keep rolling.
Anderson. He's 35% from the three skill, but he normally takes 1.5 of those a game. He's shooting 12% on almost 3 of those a game now.
Let's go.
Lonnie Walker was shooting 33% on slightly over 1 attempt a game. He's shooting 17% on 6 attempts a game now. Patrick Beverly was 37% at a little over 4. Now he's bumped up a little bit to a little under 5, but he's down 16 percentage points from 37 to 21. So now you put guys in position where they feel that, well, that's what I'm here for, to shoot. But you've never been a good shooter from 3. And now you've increased that number. Think about it. If you go from, Lonnie Walker went from a little over 1 attempt per game to almost 6. And he's dropped down from 33 to 17%. So there are no shooters. Were there no shooters available in the price range in which you got Toscano Anderson, Lonnie Walker, or Patrick Beverly? Were there no shooters available in that price range? I know you gave up, what you give up, Pat Beverly is making $10, $12, $13 million. There's not one shooter in the NBA that was available that you could have got for $13 million. I'm just trying to figure out how Robert Lee can get the extension. When he puts the team, basically it's the same team that they had last year, but just younger players. That's what they have. And you look at the next 5 games, at Denver, at Minnesota, Denver at home, Milwaukee at home, Utah at home. Lakers on one of 4 teams that doesn't have a win this year. The Magic, the Kings, the Thunder. All those teams want that 7-foot bridge kid. They do. Y'all can't get him if you win one. Because you never win. Yeah, they failed him. They failed LeBron James knowing that this man needs shooters. He needs space. He and AD, if you gave them a shooter, Buddy Hield has as many threes as the other starters other than LeBron has combined. I'm not saying Buddy Hield is the savior, but he's a guy that's improved and knocked down shoot.
He is.
And that's what you need.
He shot 3 of 10 last night from 3 to take 10. But again, I'm with you. He is in that 40% range.
Yes.
But you, to your credit, first guessed this when the Russ issue came up. We're going back a year or more ago.
Don't do it.
Well, you were all in on Buddy Hield versus Russ because it sounded like that deal was on the table
Yes.
when he was in Sacramento.
Right. And Kuzma confirmed it, said like they had told him that he was going to Sacramento for Buddy Hield. And then, no, he's going to Washington for Russ. No, Skip. If you go back and look at anybody, there's nobody that thought Russ, AD, and LeBron would work because Russ does not complement what they do. The deficiency that they have, that the Lakers, that LeBron and AD have, Russ doesn't. It's not an upgrade. He's not a complement to their deficiencies. So what? Why?
Good boy.
Okay. I hear what you said. And to your credit, you started with this fact. LeBron and certainly AD, but LeBron is the driving force of this franchise because he's the face of this franchise, because he's the face of this league as we speak. To this moment in year 20, he's the face of this league. I don't want to hear about it's Steph's generation or his time. No, it's still all about LeBron James.
Right.
It starts and it finishes with LeBron. And it finished for LeBron, at least for this year in LA, when he pushed for Russell Westbrook. I never understood it. I still believe that LeBron James has the highest basketball IQ in the league. But as we keep saying, it wasn't a one-year commitment. It was for 2. It's a killer because it's 2 years. And once he got exposed last year, you can't get out from under him. We're going to discuss this deeper a little bit, but nobody wants him. That's the problem. Nobody wants him. He is so exposed. I've never in my career, never ever come close to seeing anything like what's happened to Russell Westbrook. He went from first ballot slam dunk Hall of Fame, or top 75, right? He made the top 75 to so exposed that it hurts my sensibilities to think of Russ in the Hall of Fame. Right here, right now, I'm serious. As much as I respected how hard he played through his Oklahoma City years, to some degree at Houston and Washington, but mostly in Oklahoma City, how hard he played. It's all undone by what I keep seeing now. And I believe Darvin Ham fell into the same trap that LeBron fell into, because Darvin Ham's an NBA lifer. Obviously, LeBron's an NBA lifer. And great respect's great. Not that Darvin Ham was great, but he knows great. Right. And they are blinded by the numbers that Russ put up, because they are blinding. I get it. We never thought we'd see 1 year, and he did it 4 out of 5 years. He averaged a triple-double. And the more I try to get it to calculate my head, I can't make it. It boggles my brain, because to go out every night for however many games you play, 80 odd, he plays every game. He's indestructible. He's like LeBron used to be. I'm not going to look for both of them. But the point is, to go out every night, every single night, and average 10 rebounds as a 6'3" guard, 10 rebounds if you play 70 odd games, it's impossible. And he did it for 4 out of 5 years. 10 assists for him, and now that we see wild hands that he is, to average 10 a night, it's pretty impossible. Yes. The rest of it, triple doubles for me should start at 20 points instead of 10 points. You shouldn't have to get 20.
Well, you have to point to the guy when you go for 17, when he'd have 12 points, 20 rebounds, and 18 assists.
You overlook the 4-17 because it's a triple double, because it blinds everything.
And what else we overlook? The 8 turnovers that he had to go along with that triple double.
Turnovers, look at what Durant also has high basketball IQ. He just said, I can't take it anymore. I can't win with him as my primary decision maker. I'm out. I'm going to Golden State. You can condemn me all you want. You can obliterate me on the internet. I don't care. I need a ring. I'm going to Eater 10. I'm joining forces with those guys that we had down 3 games 1. I don't care what Shannon says. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to Golden State, and it worked. He went to back-to-back finals, and he was the MVP, and he got those 2 rings. And he's like, I'm good. I'm a made man. You could argue he and Kyrie are resting on their laurels as well. But the point is, LeBron and now Darvin, they're blinded by what Russ used to be, because he earned so much respect that they can't give up the respect anymore. Because LeBron looked at it. Are you kidding? We can have Russell Westbrook, me and AD and Russ. We got this.
Yeah, they had just played Russ. You remember they had played against Russ in the Rumble when he was at Houston?
They did.
And they like stuff off him. They could clean shoot this ball.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. There's something about the aura of him, and yet, if I go deeper machinations here, I told you from the start, I think LeBron thought, hey, if it doesn't work and it all goes to hell, that I have the greatest scapegoat ever. If I'm the quote-unquote GOAT, the GOAT needs a scapegoat occasionally, and boy, he's got the all-time. There's no, he is the easiest to blame. He's the easiest target right now in sports, because he deserves to be. He has earned the right. He is the lowest hanging fruit, because he lowered himself to the lowest hanging. Okay, so once you say, we gotta have it. Once Jeannie throws up her hands and says,
hey, let me know what y'all think. Skip and Shane saying, man. Y'all think we need to get rid of Westbrook now before it gets even worse than what it is? You could tell there's no chemistry there. You could tell the guys are just not in sync with each other. I say, look, Indiana, go snatch up Westbrook. Miles and fucking Buddy go to the Lakers, bro. And then they try to figure out how they can input some other 3-point shooters, bro. But that's what's going to have to look like to be. Because
that would have been an obvious choice, except for the original Buddy Hield.
But here's the thing. Had Russ played well, maybe he could have got some value and you could have played. But everybody else sees. And all these other team, they see that he's not playing well. He's not going to allow his team to play him out to be. But I haven't heard him rush to it. Now he's averaging 10, 5, and 5. I ain't heard nobody. I heard no one player say, "Oh, man, Red Man, what? Man, no."
That's what I think. But yeah, let me know what y'all think.
That's all you.
Who's got ball?
You can't play with me. Why? I don't know. And of all the moves, like LeBron's a genius off the court. He and Maverick Carter, it's a genius. It's just flat out off the court genius. Like you has he ever swung? His ads are genius. Now we got versus Father Time. We got the Lily ad. They're just genius. It's like score. And yet the move of his life, late career life, is I want Russell Westbrook. It's so damaging that you're stuck with him for 2 years, and it's hard for Rob Pelinka. I don't think Rob's a fool. I get you about the extension; he hasn't earned it of late. But okay, I watched you walk with you, because I'm still trying to hang in as a Spurs fan. The short sides of life, and Yama is out there, and I'm like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Because they're not going to go win the championship this year. Okay, so Ryan Walker, I watched him a lot. Pretty high pick by them out of Miami. He is extremely athletic, extremely like jump out of the gym athletic, where you say there'll be 3 or 4 times a night where you say, whoa. And every once in a while he'll go on a LeBron-esque streak and he'll start making 2 or 3 threes in a row, and you say, wait a second, this might work. He's got star quality. I've seen nights when he looks like, he can go and just 30 to 40 points, and you say, there he is, and then there he goes, because he's a pathetic 3-point shooter. It just evens out into 33%. But I told you when you first brought him up on the show, I said he can't shoot. Well, it seems like they just keep going after people who can't shoot where they have a chance. But Pat Bev was one where he's a relatively cheap deal because he's an aging veteran. But Pat Bev has had years where he shot 40%. I know one year he shot 40% from 3. So of all the ones you require, he's the one who should be able to rise above this and make some shots. But wouldn't you say shooting is terrible?
He shoot 21%.
Okay. It's because Russ is contagious bad. When you see him on your team and you see him pull up and shoot an air ball at Golden State, you're like, God, and it just rubs off the wrong way where everybody gets infected by it.
That man had the nerve to say, Skip, they have a 1-point lead. He said, I went quick because I was going to get a 2 for 1. You have No.
It's 2 labels, bro. It's 2 fucking labels, bro. Hold on, y'all.
Ben Simmons fouled out late in the fourth quarter of the Nets' 134-124 loss to the Grizzlies last night. Simmons disagreeing with the call post-game, saying, quote, "It's not a foul. That was BS. It's frustrating because it's the game. We're in the fourth quarter. It's a physical post-game. It's the NBA. It's not college, not high school." Strong words. All right, Shannon, was this a bad call? And how much did it end up impacting the game's outcome?
Still, you got 5 fouls. Don't even put it, especially out for the official to see you. It's just you and him. You got 5 fouls. Why would you even put yourself in that situation? But I want to know this. I mean, even if let's just say for the sake of argument, okay, Ben, you're right. Ja already had 35 at that point. Now, I need to know who was guarding Ja Morant and who was guarding Desmond Bain. Because both of them went for 38. Now, you told me with Royce, the addition of Royce O'Neal and Ben Simmons, this was going to be a much better basketball team on the defensive end.
Yep.
And I can't tell. Skip, you qualified player. Ben Simmons has the 2nd worst defensive rating at 129.3. Guess who has the worst defensive rating in the NBA? He happens to be a teammate of Ben Simmons. Kevin Durant. So you got 2 of the worst defenders on one team, and you wonder why they get 2 guys that go for 38 apiece. I told you this. Ben Simmons on the offensive end, you play 4-on-5. Because this is what he's giving you right now. The man, he fouled out 2 of the 3 games that he played. Yep. Ben Simmons in 3 games is averaging less than 6 points a game. He has 17 points in 3 games and 14 fouls. How's that good for you? But you don't want him to shoot. I told Ben he don't have to shoot. You can't win a championship with Ben Simmons on your team because he's a liability on the offensive end. And at least when he was a liability on the offensive end, what can he do? He could lock down one of his best players on the opposing team. Now he can't even do that. Well, so if he can't lock down the defense, he can't lock it down defensively. You already know he's going to give you next to nothing. On the offensive end, I don't really know the good that he can do. You know, my grandpa likes to have a saying, tell me if I put, he said, boy, anything is better than nothing, but you do real close to nothing. Ben Simmons, anything is better than nothing. Right now, you're real close to nothing. Still, they're playing 4-on-5. It's really simple. It's really simple as that. I mean, it was a great game last night. I was, flipping back and forth. It's not very often you're gonna see 4 players 35 or more points in the same game. And with my researcher Ash, she was like, "This is the first time that's happened." Who's watching? I said, triple overtime.
It was the old Pat Bev versus Russ play where you're looking at your coach to call timeout. He just snakes the ball away from you. Stay there. And Josh said, "Okay, I got to take because I'm baiting all the way up the floor. Are you going to come? Are you going to come? You're going to challenge me?" Ben should have just jumped on at half court because the shot clock hasn't started yet. So and once he touches the ball, then Ben jumps and I got this feet. He makes a move and then Ben bodies him and
then jump really important.
Yeah,
you got to complete.
You got to go. You're out.
Hey, okay. Yo, right here.
I'm with you on this.
Give me that.
I saw one flash in one preseason game when Ben Simmons looked like Ben Simmons. Since then, he's reverted to looking like a guy who suffered amnesia, where he forgot completely that he ever played basketball, and he's trying to relearn how to even play it at all, like at the rudimentary level. Right. He's just trying to figure out what are the rules. I don't see any passion. I don't see any urgency. I don't see any intensity. I see him just drifting through the game. He did have 8 assists last night, which is fine, but he had 5 turnovers, and he gave you, as you said, next to nothing anywhere else. It's just not good enough when you're playing 28 minutes for a team that's pretty good and is depending on you at least to improve them on the defense end. He would take Ja. Most of the time he had Ja, and Ja was just toying with
Ja, you know, right.
Blow right by him.
He's better. Trey doesn't have the quickness.
He does not.
Ja just not trying to. Although he's improved every year from the 3 he was 4-6 last night.
It's good.
But Ja's getting to the rim. You got hell on your hands trying to stay in front of this little guy and keep him from getting to the rim because he's a Derrick Rose. Russ as far as explosiveness
And Iverson,
but he has the quickness.
he does.
Like when he and then his left hand, he gonna extend and get to he gonna get to the rim, and he can finish. He can finish above you.
To my eye, his ability to explosively leap is unparalleled. It's just something. I'm talking about power leaping. What do we give? Is it 6'2"? They listed as 6'3". I don't know. 6'2"-ish maybe. He's going up with explosive power. He's power slam. He dunked one last night on the break on a Tyus pass. I love it. And he left-hand dunked it and hit himself on top of the ball. He was so hard to hit himself on the top of the head. Well, it's a power slam. And again, Iverson didn't have that kind of power at the rim.
No. Iverson wasn't really ducking like that.
No.
But Iverson was crossing you. He could get to the rim. The other 2 guys, Rose and Russ, finish above the rim. That wasn't Iverson's game. This kid can finish above the rim. Than those guys.
All right. So here's what happened in the third quarter of this game. KD just goes off, as KD is capable of doing, and he goes 7 of 8 in the third quarter for 17 points. That's pretty good, right? Well, guess who on the other side? Desmond Bane goes for 19 on 7 of 9. Okay, so that counteracts together, okay? So let's look at the fourth quarter, shall we? Look what Kyrie does in the fourth quarter. He scores 21 points. There aren't many humans alive who can score 21 in a fourth quarter. 21 on 7 of 9 and made both two threes. Guess who on the other side? Well, Desmond Bane's contributed 13. So look what Desmond Bane does in the second half. He scores 32 points. Well, it's hard to, if your second guy is going to get 32 just in the second half, right, you're probably going to lose. Yeah. Okay, so can Royce O'Neal? Nobody can guard him. And listen, Desmond Bane is getting to where from 3, he just shoots it like a free throw. It's like a set shot. It's like feet on the floor. He just strokes it. It just goes in. So if we can see, we'll see it's Desmond Bane now. Wow. Okay, so the pivotal point of the game is it's still a 6-point game, and Kevin Durant goes down. It's with 3:29 left. Yeah, 6-point game, and he just bowls on it. He just gets a terrible offensive foul. Just knocks over. I think it's just knocks him over. Just drives right to him. There's a little bit of flop, but not that much. Okay. No, Kevin, you fouled him. And that basically ended the game because if we can see how Desmond Bane then came down and drove last nail to the car, that's an offensive foul. So here's Desmond Bane, 3:22 left, comes down and just strokes a 3 to put them up 9, and then he just says, well, I got this. And if you've added that to your repertoire, because he's not just a catch and shoot guy, he goes in with his left hand. It just goes hard off the glass.
But he's not built like a basketball player. He's built like a football player. You look at his upper body, he got caps on his shoulder. You're like, bro, how you shoot the ball and you built like that?
I used to watch TCU and I didn't see this, man, because this is spectacular.
They turned themselves into a very good skill. Ja started the season out on another level. I mean, I thought he could be good, and I thought he would be long term. The only thing that scares me is him. He's so high up in the air, and he spends so much time on the field.
Totally agree.
That's the only thing that can.
Every time he goes up, I just wince it.
Because I mean, he's been unbelievable. I mean, he's my
God,
receiver.
that good.
If you had an MVP,
God, that good.
first
Bang
3-4
to be
games
balling too.
I'll buy that.
Memphis is a
Okay,
problem.
the problem is, remember last year he
Memphis is a
suffered and
fucking
suffered.
problem.
His knees just get,
I'm gonna definitely let y'all know
they
who's
just get
playing.
bad. And so he's got all kinds of arthritic issues just because they're pounding and pounding and pounding because he's
Y'all
going too
scores from
high
yesterday,
for his
and I'll let
ability to
y'all know who's
withstand
playing.
coming down on hardwood floor.
But he just,
Playing,
and it's not like he's skipped. He's
give me a
200
moment,
pounds. I mean,
you know,
what
I
do you
can't
think, John?
understand.
175?
It doesn't look like much more than that. Maybe 180. I don't know. It's in that ball. I
Buccaneers go 3-4 after coming off a 21-3 loss against the Panthers. However, the quarterback says he is still loving the game on the Let's Go podcast yesterday.
Hey, yo, right here, right here.
His team will need to dig deep when it's time to take the field again. Ooh, and it's a big one coming up. The Bucs hosting Lamar Jackson and the Ravens this Thursday. It's quite the challenge for Tampa Bay. Shannon, what do you expect from Brady and the Bucs against the Ravens from Thursday?
I would just like to add this. You can still I don't know if he's having fun. Tom Brady did not come back to be part of the slump like this, playing like he's playing, team looking like he's looking. It's just not good right now. I am surprised, Skip, that Baltimore is favored, considering they've had leads in a lot of games, and maybe that's what the bettors are looking at. Like, hold on, they have a 21-point lead, have a 17-point lead, a double-digit lead, have a double-digit lead Sunday. They were able to hold on to that, although Cleveland had to come back and made the ball. What's concerning to me is that you can't run the football, and teams are running the football on you. You're not pressuring the quarterback like you once could. Skip, you remember the first 2 years that Brady was there, the JPP and Shaq Barrett and Dominic Sue, they could get Peter Bayer, they could get after your quarterback. And don't even think about running. Team would like, forget running. That's just, all that is wasted down. We're not going to get anything because we're not going to move Sue, we're not going to move Peter Bayer out of there. We're not even waste our time getting our head against the wall trying to run the football. Now, team just turn around and hand the ball off because they get by. I mean, so, and that seems to be the problem. When you can't pressure unless you blitz, and then you can't stop the run, that's the recipe to get beat because Skip, you give Tom, you're asking Tom to do too much on the offensive side. For whatever reason, you can't run the football. I don't know if that's by design. You just don't have the guys to get the job done. But Tom is throwing the ball. You can't throw the ball 70% of the time. No. And as great as Tom is, you're subjecting him to too many hits. And then the pressure starts to get there, and that's because the pressure's got to him early. Even when he has time, he's seeing things that are not there, and he's short-arming the ball. But I'm surprised, Skip, that Tampa I'm surprised Tampa doesn't have a better record than what they have. But I'm also surprised that Baltimore is a fan. On the road, I'm shocked by that. I really am. I'm puzzled. That tells me that Vegas is right now. They're really down on Tampa. They're really down with the team.
Look, it's possible that Tom Brady at 25 would not be able to overcome what they're up against right now because he doesn't have any deep speed whatsoever. I thought it was going to be Julio. I don't know what happened, but you called it first. You can't trust him to be healthy, short or long term. I saw one flash at Dallas, 48 yards, and I thought, there we go. I mean, that was it.
I mean, all I can base it on is that he had problems getting healthy as a young man. As we get older, we saw in he missed the last outfit last year. He missed a large chunk of time in Tennessee. So I can't expect the man to be 33 and all of a sudden say, you know what, he's going to give me 16.
Okay. There was a reason he went after Antonio Brown, and there was the reason Antonio blew himself up predictably at the end of last year. So there's no AB. He tried to make Scotty Miller sort of his Edelman Amendola. He doesn't have that little guy who can slide up in the slot you can trust. It's 5 yards, 6 yards. Edelman just option route you. Yeah, right. You know, he'll go here, he'll go there. He's got too much speed. Okay, so that's been a bust. Then you don't have Brock. I'm still hoping that Brock. But you don't have Brock, but you don't even have Cameron right now because he's got a neck injury. And it sounds like it's going to last a while, if not for a long time. Right. And then to your point, Chris Godwin. He's coming off a major ACL, and I thought they rushed him back. And they tried to rush him back on opening night, and he had a little flash and he was going again. He doesn't have the separation burst he used to on all of his mid-range routes. Right. So all of a sudden, I don't see any separation. He's being closely guarded, and Tom's not able to get to force the ball into him. And then it's Mike Evans or Bucks. Listen, Mike Evans gets doubled every single play. Tom looks over there, and his instincts are you can't throw it to him when there are two people hanging over. And then after a while, you say, well, that's all I got, right? Because we can't run the ball. You saw what happened on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 with playoff Lenny. And now we can't stop the run, so we can't get the ball back. So it's a recipe for disaster. Then furthermore, Tom's got 2 young offensive linemen, one of whom got yanked from the game a couple of times to get a key, and then a brand new center. And you're replacing 2 guys.
That's a good one.
One's a Pro Bowler and one Ryan Jensen. Well, they're both Pro Bowlers. So it's not the same. It's not.
My turnover.
It hurts the run
So
game.
shot selection too bad.
Some where Tom feels like he's just got to get rid of it way before the clock in his head goes off.
Let's give. I think the biggest thing that's hurting the North is expectations. This team was supposed to be. Even I think if they had just lost 2 games, people are like, well, what's going on with Tom? The expectations were so high, given how well Tom played last year. And you said, you know, look, they had an opportunity if they could have gotten the ball back. You felt very confident that Tom could win this game in overtime. The expectations,
the Rams playoff game.
Right, yeah. The expectations are so high for this team. But Skip, when you look at this team, I'm not so sure. And the only reason they have expectation is because of 12.
That is true.
If any other quarterback was on this team, there's no possibility. And I'm talking about everybody's still there with the exception of that quarterback. That just goes to show you. And because he's not played as well as we thought he would play, you get 3 of them.
I got it. I'll pile on through just to show you what amount they're up against when the Ravens come home. I'm going to remind you that since Tom has been a Buccaneer, he's only 6-5 in night games, which are always big stage, solo stage.
Man, we get all
6-5.
Man,
what happened his first year, his second year, so you remember the same, right? Okay, well, let's start with the Thursday night game in Chicago. Remember what you I thought he got concussed, but he thought they had an extra down and he didn't, and they lost 20-19 to Nick Foles and the Bears. Remember that?
Yes.
You remember what happened when New Orleans visited Tampa? Sunday night game, they lost 38-3, and you'd have to rank it. Tom had a QBR of 4 on a scale. Your driver, he threw 3 picks and no touchdown. It was you were talking about disaster on Sunday Night Football. That was it. And then here came the Rams to Tampa on Is that a Thursday night? No, it might have been a Sunday night.
It might have been a Monday night, Skip.
Monday. Now, I can't remember. Anyway, the Rams went down there with Jared Goff and beat him 27-24. Tom was okay in the game, but Jared Goff outplayed him out QBR. And then end of last year, remember, New Orleans goes in there and beats them on Sunday night, 9-0. So Tom Brady got shut out by the Saints on a Sunday night game. And then I'm going to remind you, this year at home on Sunday night again, it was they lost to the Chiefs 41-30, right? Okay, so I just gave you 5 losses right there that were pretty disastrous big stage losses for Tom Brady. So here comes a Thursday night game, and it's a short week coming off two nightmare defeats.
Right.
And I'm going to take Brady to task on this one. I still say that the turning point for this year's Buccaneers was when he chose not to fly with the team to Pittsburgh, and he went up for a Friday night to go to Bob Kraft's wedding party.
Skip, you know this man. Football is everything, and he's extended himself and put a lot of things at risk to come back and play this year. Tom Brady in New England would have never, ever, ever done. Coach Belichick is the
Hey, yo, right here.
there in Boston. It was in New York. It's a short trip.
He did not go.
I'm not going.
No.
Tom is in Tampa.
Yep.
Tom should have got one for if he went, Skip. He should have went, flown up there, flown back. I understand it. Hey,
Logistically, it doesn't make any sense, but I'm with you. It's the appearance of it. It's to show your team, I'm with you guys. I'm going to be on that plane flying to Pittsburgh, whatever. I don't know what time it left, but the point was, he wasn't on the plane, and you don't think that just reverberates up and down the aisles. I know what Shannon Sharp said.
I think a lot of that has to do with you're great players. You let things slide, especially when they're playing well. You know, when you win, winning matters a lot. There are a lot of issues that go unresolved because you're winning. And then when you start to lose, they'll rear its head to the, you know, that's a lot that's going on in Denver with the Russell Wilson situation.
Yeah.
You'll overlook a lot of things if you were winning.
I got
because they're not winning, you're like, well, this is the reason why, this is the reason why. And that's kind of what's going on with Tom. Nobody would have skipped if they were 7-0. Nobody would have mentioned about the 11 days that missed the training camp. Nobody would have mentioned about he flew to New York to go see him for a home win.
Yep.
Nobody would have cared about that. But when you know, now we got the question, okay, Tom, I mean, really, knowing the Tom Brady that I know, I don't believe. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't believe in this 20 years if that situation would have arisen, I don't think Tom Brady would.
I don't, even though Bob Kraft is like a father to him, right?
Right.
Okay. So, here's the book that leaped out and caught my eye and my ear. He was talking on his podcast about he was doing treatment with Alex Guerrero, and he started talking about, you can relate to this, he said, this sport that I've chosen is so hard to play. It challenges you in every area, physically, mentally, and emotionally. It does. I don't think any game challenges you in those 3 areas like your sport that you play, because it's just so hard.
Right.
And it just keeps coming at you and coming at you, and everybody keeps getting a little better. And when you get to the Pittsburgh rises up and beats the Buccaneers, or Chicago demolishes the New England
You
team.
know why football is tough is because when the Aaron Judge was in the battle box, ain't nobody trying to knock his block off. When Kevin Durant rises up from 18 to 2017, nobody tried to knock his block off. That quarterback dropping back and fast, and he's trying to do his job, and somebody tried to put their helmet up on his chin.
So his point was, this is where you get challenged. This is where you reach down and you find out what you're made of. So my last point to you is, I just detailed to you in that first year with the Buccaneers, the Chicago game, the New Orleans game, the Rams game. He was pretty pathetic in those 3 games, and they went and won the Super Bowl as the 5th seed. That's why I'm not giving up on him. But it feels like it needs to start now. They're in a pretty easy division, but I'm here to predict. I'm not going to predict the game just yet, but I'm here to say you're going to see whatever's left in the Buccaneers. You'll see it on Thursday night, because this is desperate.
Skip.
Come get it.
Did you see this? 11 from Evan. That Cowboys defense. Y'all offense where the question marks are, right? So when asked about what he wanted to see from Dak Prescott that the quarterback did not show in his return, Jerry Jones said, quote, "I'd like to see him get more chances with the pass option because to me, that does a lot of things to get him out of the pocket. I think that's some of his best football." Canada. And the Jerry Jones Jewel, do you like or have a problem with what Jerry Jones had to say?
I hated it because he's second guessing his coaching. So now Jerry Jones is basically saying, I know better than what my coach is. What would work better for this team? Listen, Jerry Jones does not know formation. He doesn't know fronts. He doesn't know coverages. Jerry Jones is not sitting up in his office looking at film of what defenses are doing. He's not. All he's getting is write-ups about the install, about what they're going to do, and that's what Jerry does. And he just comes out here regurgitating what he's heard somebody say on one of these channels about run-pass options with Dak Prescott. That's not the analysis of him watching film, him watching the Cowboys play. That's not what he's doing. But I hate that he does this to his coaches. I believe the coaches, first of all, Dak is not 2020. Dak Prescott said that this means or throwing the ball from the pocket, I'm going to throw the ball from the pocket. Dak has a different mindset now, Skip, because he's like, I got hurt running scramble. I ain't trying to do that. Can Dak do that? Yes. But Dak is more of a pocket passer than, say, a Kyler. Who rely on their leg and they throw better on the move. Yep. Okay, that's fine. But for Jerry to come out here and say, well, I would like to see that. Basically trying to plant a seed in Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore's mind. Guys, he would just be tough. He would just be tough to coach. Because he's constantly putting me in a situation where my team looks at me and like, nah, I didn't put that in there. What do you think everybody's thinking? We had all camp.
Once again, truly appreciate y'all locking in with your boy. If you haven't yet, go subscribe, like my YouTube channel, VondoBeatz with Z. We've had the luxury streaming on all platforms. Check that out. If you're on Twitch, Young VondoV pop in. Follow your boy, and I will follow you back. I'm gonna tell y'all the scores. Raptors Heat. Raptors 198-90. Pacers 76ers. 76ers won 120-106. Knicks Magics. Knicks won 115-102. Bulls beat the Celtics 120-102. Rockets beat the Jazz 114-108. Grizzlies beat the Nets 134-124. And tonight, we got Pistons Wizards, Dallas Pelicans, Clippers Thunders, Warriors Suns, y'all. Truly appreciate y'all locking in with your boy. It's been a hell of a motherfucking stream. I truly appreciate y'all. Till next time, my guys.
All about the defense, because only the defense coached by Dan Quinn can rise above A, the operator, and B,